it's Nicole for Simon Says Stamp, and today I have a card that showcases components from the October 2016 Simon Says Stamp card kit. They're also available individually, and I have created a custom stamped background with a big, bold die-cut greeting and then a smaller stamped greeting underneath that. I am taking one of the side fold cards from the kit, also available individually. I use these all the time. They're incredible card bases, nice heavyweight cardstock, and I have masked off part of the area because I want some of my images to be going off of that one side there, just like they are the other three sides. And I am using stamps from the Nutty Over You stamp set, and this is part of that October card kit and available individually, and it's got all of these great fall themed images, the cute squirrels, leaves, acorns, mushrooms, some wonderful greetings, just a really fun stamp set. I'm also using two of the little ink cubes from the kit, the Paradise Teal and Bright Tangelo inks. These are archival inks from Ranger. And in addition to those, I am using the Simon Says Stamp Sparrow and Duckling inks. And I chose these inks directly from the Lawn Fawn pattern papers included in the kit, and just thought they looked really nice together. So I took the two ink colors included, grabbed two other ink colors that I thought coordinated nicely, and I'm just mixing and matching with these images from the kit. And I'm not using nearly all of the great floral images in the kit. I'm just using an assortment. I kind of filled up my smaller acrylic blocks and kind of kept to those images throughout, but you could definitely incorporate more of the images if you wanted to. I'm using my Hero Art scrubber pad. It's off the side to the right there of the screen, so it's not in the screen here, but I have spritzed it with some of the Simon Says Stamp ink cleaner, and I'm just simply scrubbing the inks in between stamping them so that I can change ink colors easily. When I'm going from something dark to light, I like to stamp it off on my scratch pad background. This is the grid paper from Simon Says Stamp. It's a large, oversized grid background. I love it for stamping off images to make sure that I like how they're going to look. It's just a great scratch pad work surface. And I started in that top left corner, and I'm just slowly working my way out and down across the card front. This way it ensures that I don't leave any awkward sized holes. If I started in one corner and then started in another and tried to meet in the middle, a lot of times it's going to leave some awkward kind of spaces. So I always like to start in one corner, no matter which corner that might be, and just kind of work my way out and down and across, or up and across, however the case might be. But this really works the best. That way you aren't stuck with anything kind of awkward looking that you're trying to find an image to fill in. That squirrel is definitely the biggest image, so I tried to spread it out as best I could so that no two squirrels were really close together or lined up anywhere. In fact, that's going to be my last squirrel right there that I just stamped kind of in that lower right corner. I also kept the acorns and the squirrels to the brown sparrow color and then mixed and matched everything else with my other three colors. Once I have this completely covered, I'm going to just peel off my Post-it tape, masking, fold my card in half, and use the Teflon bone folder to make a nice crease there. And there is the front panel of my card. Now I want to create a greeting strip, and so I'm going to use these new Scallop Stitches border dies, part of the Stamp Timber release at Simon Says Stamp. I love the wavy ones, so the addition of these straight across ones is incredible. I love being able to create greeting strips from this, whatever width works for your project. So I went ahead and die cut one edge, and before I die cut the second edge, I'm going to take the Grateful die. This is also part of the Stamp Timber release, and make sure it's going to fit. So I had to trim down my cardstock just a little bit, but then I'm going to run that through again, and I like to run it back and forth a couple times maybe. Go ahead and peel that up, and I've got great scallop stitching detail. Now I die cut my word Grateful from some gold foil cardstock, but it's a little too flat. So what I'm going to do is take some Stick It adhesive and place that on both sides on a piece of fun foam. Make sure it's stuck on there really, really good. And then I'm going to peel one side up and go ahead and attach my gold foil cardstock scrap to that. And then I'm going to run this through my Big Shot again using that Grateful die. This is going to give me an awesome dimensional greeting that's really going to pop. It's kind of the focal point of this card. The stamping is all kind of your own custom patterned background, and then the greeting is going to be nice and bold. So I'm just carefully peeling that up, and then I'm going to take a stylus and pop out any of those little inside pieces. You could leave them in if you like that look as well. I'm going to pop them all out for my card today. Once I have those popped out, I need to figure out where I'm going to be placing this and where I'm going to stamp my additional greetings. I'm going to use the Thank You for Everything greeting, and it needs to kind of go around that loop in the letter F. So I'm just going to carefully set it there and draw in some pencil lines around the F, and then set that aside for just a second while I take my greeting. I'll pick it up with an acrylic block, and I'm going to mask off part of the greeting and then ink this up with Versamark ink and stamp it on either side of my pencil lines. So the thank you is going to go to the left of the first pencil line, stamped again with Versamark. Go ahead and get rid of that Post-it note. I am going to go ahead and sprinkle on my embossing powder just so that I can see where I've already been. And I kind of made a little bit of a mess, so I'm taking a paintbrush and trying to move some of those gold flakes away. I got a little too aggressive with my paintbrush, and so I wiped part of the greeting away. And I'm just going to work with that until I get it kind of clean. I definitely don't want too many little flakes all over the place. Then I'm going to mask off the thank you and stamp up the For Everything part of that. And I'm going to go ahead and remove that mask and place another one over that just to protect my work surface here, and stamp that on the right side of my little pencil marks. Again, I had a little too much embossing powder, so I'm just taking my paintbrush, it's dry, and lifting up any of those little embossing powder flakes that have migrated other places. Once I have that completely clean and the way I want it to look, I'm going to take my heat tool and heat that up. Move it back and forth until it's embossed. I'm going to go ahead and take my eraser and erase my pencil marks. Then there is a small heart and kind of a larger heart in the stamp set. I'm going to stamp the smaller of the two, ink that up with gold embossing powder, and again sprinkle on that, and then heat set that with my heat tool. I was having a little trouble. I probably should have gone with a little smaller paintbrush that I could control a little bit better. I kept trying to remove those flakes and removing too much of the embossing powder. So there is my stamped and embossed greeting strip, and I'm going to carefully adhere my dimensional die cut greeting right above that, and it looks so cool with the gold foil die cut greeting with the gold embossed greeting. Then I'll simply take some adhesive, place that on the back, and attach the strip to the front of my custom stamped background, and this thank you grateful greeting card is all finished. For more information, please visit Simon Says Stamp. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.